Alright, get in, losers. We're going puzzle hunting. This is Key of W Islands of Insight and all that jazz. So, in this latest mod update, there is, of course, the new Enclave. But another thing that there should be is 2 new quests. And I happened to find one on the map just a moment ago. This one's called Tango with the Butterflies. Did I find the second one? Was it this one here? Deceptive Whispers? So I think I'm going to go to Tango the Butterflies for sure today, and then we'll see what else we want to do, because I do want to also just be solving tons of other puzzles. Let's tell you what, let's warp there, it'll be a little faster. And let's see what this Tango of the Butterflies is going to be. Hold on, let's, this is solved from down here. Cool. Ooh, there's a hidden pentad. Have I done this one? No, I have not. So, of course, getting distracted immediately before going to my goal. There's got to be something in the tree, right? Yeah, there is. Right up there. There's also a hidden cube around here. Hold on. Right there. I would have thought there's a thing back here. Maybe there is. I'm just missing. Oh, hold on. That one. Another one in the tree. 2 in the tree. So where am I going? I'm going literally the wrong way. So this is the direction we need to be heading. Done that one already. How many? Oh, it's loaded a ton I've done. Like, I've only done 20% all time, but it's loaded 70% of the ones loaded today I've finished. That's unfortunate. It's up there somewhere. Hold on. Let's see if I can get up here and then just look at the cube. There's an archway over this way. I could see the strange effect it had on the skyline there. This should be quick. So no 4 in a row, but we do need to collect all dark cells. That is a given. No 4 in a row is going to finish this. Connecting all dark cells means we do have to come through here. Excuse me. Okay. Easy enough. Let's see where this guy wants to lead me. I think I'm now going very much the wrong way. Hey, what do you... Stop! Oh no. There we go. In my quest for this quest, which should be... Oh, it is in fact the direction I'm heading now. Is it? It's up here? This... Oh, here it is. Bunch of logic grids. Oh dear. All 2s. They're all... Tango of the Butterflies. Okay, so just area numbers. Alright. That one's done. This seems simple enough. I don't know what the trick is with this. It's just like we made these puzzles because they're neat. That is a fair reason to make puzzles. They all are supposed to be easy too, which I guess is good. I don't know. Sometimes I get sick of puzzles that are trying to be the hardest thing ever, so it's nice to just, you know, drill through a few easy ones. But I also like to be challenged from time to time. Yeah, it looks like we got... just misclicking all over the place. This probably going to connect here. That's my guess. Is it? There's got to be only one. Yeah, these can't connect. That'd be too much. So, I'm going to have... Oh. connections here. So I need one more. This is where... Oh, hold on. No, it does still have to be this way. Okay. Dang, there's a lot of these. Well, that's going to come out. The ones have to be, of course, completely isolated. Twos are mostly set. Okay, that's going to force us out this way. No, I don't know about that one. Okay, I do. Nice and simple. Start with the things you know for sure. All ones have to be completely isolated. Corner rule is going to make this twos like so. Four is complete. The sevens are going to connect to each other. In fact, this can't be a dark cell, so the sevens are going to connect there. Let's see what else we can do. 5 has to be these 5. It's the only ones that won't connect here. We're done with that. I believe the only way to make sure the 6 doesn't overload anywhere is to basically set it up like this. Alright, start with the 1. The 2 can't connect to the 3. 3 can't connect to the 4. The 2 must go this way. This 5 could... Oh, we have to connect all dark cells, so we can't put dark cells back there. We can't have the 5 like so. It will have to connect up here. Does it go through here? No, because if we do the dark cell here, we're going to have to block a dark cell like so. So that is how the 3 connects. And then the 4 just has to be like that. Just area numbers, so 1s are filled in. Alright, I think we're going to make the shape of a butterfly here, folks. Okay. Interesting, I got the wing shape there. We're probably going to make the wing shape here as well. That's just a guess. Like this. Something's up here. What do I do? What about an 8? That was fun to do a little guesswork, but let's actually solve this the correct way now. So we know these will come out. You know, these will come out. They can't connect, so... Okay, so far that's exactly what I did before. This is... Oh, that's the 6. It's done. 4 is done. Oh, I can connect here. That's what it was. I was on the right track. I just forgot to color one of the things in right. Okay, 1s are filled in. 2s, corner rule. Yeah, 2's done anyway. Let's see, the 3 is forced entirely. That has to move down, so the 4 is complete. I believe the 7 has to be there, and then there's your 5. Uh-huh. Okay. Neat. Bone subjective. Oh, cool, we get a Mirabilis. Not like we don't have 8 million of those. Okay. None of these can connect to each other. That is for sure. That one's done. That one's done. That one's done. Let's see. That's the only way to make the 4 happen, which finishes that. Done. Done. This is going to finish off the whole thing. Nice. And there's a lot of really similar puzzles here. Well, these 6s are definitely going to connect. Not sure how much of it's going to connect yet, but they are going to connect. Okay, these 5s could connect. We're not totally sure yet. No matter what, the 4 has to move down here. Yeah, the 5s are connected that way. Uh-huh. 6 has to come out this way at least. Yeah, and it's completely finished off. Let's see. 4 is finished off. The 6 does have to come out one space. 5 has to at least touch this space, which means the 7 is pretty much locked in here. And there we are. Alright, 1 is done. Cool. Don't need to worry about connecting dark cells, which is nice. Okay, that's going to finish the 6 off. 8 has to go there. Alright. Let's start thinking about these guys. Easy. Yeah, these are puzzles that seem more interested in making an interesting arrangement and pattern than they are in providing a crazy difficult mechanic or trick to solving them, which is, it's nice. Sometimes I like a puzzle that's just an interesting shape. But yeah, none of these are particularly difficult. Are these all going to be straight lines? I think they are. Alright. 8's got to come out. 1 does not come out. One more. Okay, as far as that goes, for now. Alright. One of these two, so this is a dark cell. The 7 will have to go this way, so 6 has to come out here. 5, this has to come at least that far, so now the only places for the 7 to go are there. Let's see. Where's this 5 going to go? Where's the 4 going to go? Well, if we push the 2 up and the 3 up, we can make more space for these. Yeah, like so over here. Okay, easy. These 2s won't connect. 3s could connect to each other. That's fine. The 6 has to be these. This is the only way to make the 6 without interfering with the 3s. 5 has to be these 5, because there's no other way without connecting to everything else. Exactly 1 symbol per light area means we can't put a light cell there. Those are going to be dark. Means that's going to be dark. Let's see what else we got. 4 has to come up, which means these are how these two 4s are resolved. So 1 symbol per light area does mean we can't connect the 3s anymore. Awesome. Area numbers with nothing else going on. This is a smaller puzzle. 3 is only going to work up in these corners. 4 and 5 have to escape on either side. And then must come out this way. The 5 must come down, but the 4 doesn't have to come down. 3 now must... Yeah, these 3s are solved. Let's see what we do here. The 5 has to come down around this direction. The 4 must go up. The 5, not so much. 5 can go into that little crevice. Okay. 6 is solved here. That will solve this corner here. Done. 2 more puzzles. Not sure. Yeah, straight lines. I think that's the only way to solve this edge. Oops. Let's see here. This can't be a light cell or we're in trouble, so there we go. And last one. Let's see what we got here. That'd be a tricky one to put in. Let's see, 4. This has to be a light cell, so that does finish off 6. Let's see. This can't be a light cell. So there we go. Where do we go from here? This has to be a light cell no matter what, so we have to bring the 5 this direction. And there we are. We did everything in this area. Kinda looks like my costume doesn't fit super well. I wonder where your friend is now that I'm in this area. On the edge this way? Yes. So let's take a look over. We got it. Well, that was a fun little set of puzzles. Not hard, but it was cute. I like doing it. That's done already. Yeah, it seems that even though this mod wants to prioritize putting in puzzles that haven't been solved, it tends to do that in the like Myopia set or the let's see, this is, I think that's where that's gonna go. The Myopia or the Congruency set, like those are the places where the puzzles are guaranteed to be new, whereas in the hub it seems like we don't have that yet. All dark regions of area 4, so those have to be light. This all has to be light. Let's see. Well, that's got to be light. Cool. Might as well grab a few more puzzles in this area while I can. Not too worried about particular ones. Before I started recording, I checked for the types of puzzles I want to be finishing off, like glide rings, and it turns out there are no glide rings even loaded into this area today. So, there's that. Oh, there's another wandering orb around here? I will finish off wandering orbs, though, because those are also puzzles I don't want to be leaving to the last minute. Let's do this one, and then let's head to an area with puzzles I'd like to see. Oh, hold on, there's a memory grid here. I can clear that out, too, because those ones are annoying to track down. Oh. What are we doing here with our lives? What are we doing? This one really taking me all over the place. There we go. How about you? We've done that one. We got some hidden pentad work over here. There's 2 hidden pentads right here. I forgot about the memory grid, I realized, as I come down this way, but that's okay. This is a small area to work with, it looks like. I see 2. One here and one there. So let me guess the other one's on this side, and I'm right. How about over here? There's one in the bush. One in that bush. Excuse me, I'm dying, sorry. Uh-huh. Now they're in this big bush, also known as a tree. Oh, the archer's in the way, that's why I couldn't click on it. Got myself sort of stuck. There we are. Is there one in this bush over here? In this tall bush? How about the top of this bush? Oh no, there's one in that bush over there. Nice. How are we doing on, like, hidden pentads? I've done 30 out of 50, so yeah, a good percentage of those. How many just generally have I done here in the world? I think it's around a quarter of the puzzles in this hub that I've solved, which is a lot. I don't think it's enough to bring in the radar object that's new to this mod, since I still haven't seen it. I would like to see it just to see what it looks like. Kind of solved itself. Oh, hey, another one of you. Oh, no, no, no. Hey. There's a lot of hidden pentads I can be playing with today, apparently. I do like hidden pentads. They are one of my favorite puzzle types. I do enjoy sort of hide-and-seek types of puzzles every once in a while. It depends on how they're designed, but hidden pentads seem perfect. They're bite-sized. You only have to find 5 things. The area is pretty restricted, so you don't... You know, if the hidden pentad was the entire hub, it would be a pain in the butt. Aha! There. Because you'd never know where you're supposed to be looking. But even within the area, it's got some challenge, so it's not too easy. I mean, in this hub world, the hidden pentads tend to be pretty easy, but later ones are much harder. The preset hidden pentads in the enclaves and such are also much more difficult than the ones we see in the hubs. But I've done most, if not all, of those. I'm going way too far out of the way. I'm not going to be able to see anything from there. But there is the one up there. There might be actually one on top of here. Yep. That's what the last piece was. Okay, now back to what I was thinking about, which is puzzles in areas I haven't been to. Or at least new puzzles that are preset. So I was thinking going back to the Lost Grids, doing a few of those. Not a ton today, but at least hit a couple. Don't want to forget about those. I see a lot of flow orbs I've already completed. That's okay with me. Alright, let's grab some of these guys. Let's start with a 1-star puzzle, shall we? Ooh. Numbers are correct, so the 1s are going to be correct. We want to connect all the dark cells, but we don't want to make that pattern. Ooh, the A's are going to have to connect. So the A cannot possibly connect to any of these numbers because it's going to be much larger than it. So the A is going to have to go through here and through here, and it's going to connect to this wonderful galaxy. No way around it. Anything else I need to think about? Is there any way, for instance, that's a dark cell? I don't think so, because the A would have to... Yeah. So I believe these are going to be all light. Alright, that means 6 still has a lot of room to go without really running into anything. If I move this here, we would have this issue. Which is fine. Like if I were to make as much room as possible in these areas, so there's room for the 7. Like this, let's say. But I don't want to make black squares. That's another thing I want to watch out for. White squares are fine. Let's see about this, maybe. This is probably a terrible idea. I don't know. I don't have to make this perfectly symmetrical. I just have to make sure that this set is symmetrical. So if I were to just fill that in, this is where we'd run into trouble. So if we take this back, okay, so it's a long way back. So I'm just gonna put these back in the way they were, knowing that these are basically set. Is there any way that these are dark cells? We would have to go this direction. This would certainly make it more difficult to fit both of these in here. This is the furthest that 7 can go, so 7 would definitely move this direction. Force us here. That is a forced piece. So now this has to move out around this way. I think that is now going to be forced as well. That is now forced. One of these two has to be white, but only one of them. Same here, I think. I think that... Oh, we can't have... we are in trouble here. Okay, this shouldn't be too far back, right? No, it is. It was started by me doing this piece, so I think we do in fact have to make these white. So this was correct. But if we get from here... Where do we go with this 7? This forces... Oh, I see. This does force dark cells around, unless... Something like that. Like, if I had a white cell here, we would be forced to go around, but how would we do that? Is it possible not to? Like... I don't know. Because, like, this is really nice, but it does require that we have a path through everything else. Which is going to make this part really tricky. It would require that this comes around in this direction here. This probably comes through on this side. No, this should work. This version is going to be fine. Oh no. No, it won't, because this has to connect, right? No, we're good, we're good. This is it. This is similar to what I had before. I just made a guess before, which was a bad idea. Exactly one symbol per light area. Great. So that has to be dark cell. Okay. Easy enough. How about this 2-star puzzle? That ought to be fun. Is it? Oh no. That's one of these. It's one of these. So we have 5 in this spot, so only 2 of these can't be. So where do we get started on this guy? Well, let's see. We have 7. If we were to assume, say, these were the 5, we can't make any of these. Or that. So this is the only place to put the 2. Therefore, we can't have all of these. In fact, we can't have 5 in a row in any case, because all of these won't work. Therefore, there has to be gaps. And it can't be like this either. So what if we did this? I think this actually once again blocks everything off. So this should work. But now we can't put it here or there. This would be filled in. Ah, we're in trouble. So this can't be the arrangement here either. What about... No. This could work. Potentially. Don't know if this is in fact how it is. That would force... Nope. I have one here, that's fine. Those are forced. I don't like how I'm solving this, but this one looks annoying, so I'm not going to really do anything better. Okay. Oh, hold on, this is solved. That would be... Okay, that's it. I don't like rules that start to get to weird arrangements, because it becomes less about logically determining it and more about okay, I'm just gonna try this and see if it breaks the pattern. I just dislike it. I've said every time, but whatever. This is complete. This is complete. Those could connect here just fine. These, oops, must connect, so we can't connect to there. These connect. Okay, interesting. If I connected here, we would do this sort of thing, which would force us to make these moves, which is good, because, yeah, we make this little spider guy. Spider guy, it's a puzzle, spider guy. Okay, let us... I'm going to ignore this area. I'm going to move on to a different area. I'm going to head back here and maybe head to Myopia Arrows and get some other puzzles along the way. That would have been fun if that was it. I'm going through the middle ring here. There we are. All dark regions of Area 4, so that's not one. This can no longer connect to that 4, so it has to move up at least once. It can't connect to that 4 because it would overload. So these are complete. This 4 must move up at least that far. This 4. Well, if we have this cannot be a dark cell. That would be a problem. This can be, but for sure this one is. We have this or that. We either have a T or an I shape. This must now be an L shape. That is guaranteed. So yeah, we must have this. So the 4 is complete on this end, but not here. So we have an I shape. Really nothing we can do about that. And another I shape. Cool. Ways up, maybe around this direction without having to use up my charges. I don't really care that much about them, but I'm trying to find the legit way up. I fail every time. Now we're just playing around in the water for a bit here. No, don't run away. Ow. That's annoying. Yeah. So, like, Wandering Echoes are fine as puzzles. I don't really hate them or anything. But where they tend to lose me is the type where if you don't already know where it's going to go, the chances are almost 100% that you're going to lose. Because then we have that scenario where my reaction time is such that there is no way that I will get there on my first attempt. Where are you? Where's it going? There. Yeah, this is annoying just because the climbing is not very fun. If you know, you can see how this is as I'm doing it. You can see that this is a bit of a chore. Yeah. This is a large motif, so where am I supposed to stand? Am I supposed to stand up there somewhere? That's my guess. Like up here somewhere, so I... Nope, I'm over on this side. Looking at... Ah. Through... Ah, there we go. Interesting. Okay, well that's got to be a light cell no matter what. Connect all light cells, dark regions of area 4. So if this were a dark cell, we are in trouble because it's going to connect here. Therefore, we have an S shape here. Let's see. This would be fine. This would not. This would not. I think if we connect this here, we have to make it an I shape. 3 can't go. Connect light cells. This has to move. Oh, right. If we connect light cells, we're sort of forced to be doing this. Let's see. I could make this a T or an L. Well, if this is a dark cell, then this has to be a dark cell. We'd block ourselves in. So we definitely have to have a light cell there. This has to be an L shape. Okay, so we do have the I shape here. That's got to be the T shape, and then... Oh. Interesting. Anyway, we're heading to the Myopia Arrows, I believe. There. In this direction. I see a light motif. I'm not totally sure where to stand. Somewhere back this direction? Yes. Alright. So these have to be dark cells for sure. In fact, this has to be a dark cell too, at least. These have to be dark cells, which means that's a dark cell. We have to point to these light cells, otherwise there would be no light cells. Those have to be light cells. And these have to be light cells. That has to be a light cell. So what is that? Cool. Okay, this has to be a light cell here, because otherwise we're in trouble, which means that we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, that's set. This issue, we need those to be dark cells. Yeah, we're good. Here needs to have a light cell, which means that we need them there. That has to be dark, and then those have to be light. We're good. Let's fill some of this in. Okay. No squares of any kind, so let's prevent those. Connect dark cells. In fact, if we're just going to connect dark cells, I think we're going to end up getting a lot of stuff that we want just from that. Okay. Any other squares happening here? I don't see any. So let's figure this one out. If we made both these dark, that's fine, but if we didn't... we would end up in this territory. So both of these do have to be dark cells. But not like this. I think it's got to come through this way. How are we going to do this? Like so? Yeah, like this. Oops. These must be colored in. All dark regions have area 2. So these can't be, because then we would have a 3. Therefore, we must go out at least as far. These have to be dark cells, or there's no dark cells to point to. These have to be darker. There's no dark cells to point to. These have to be darker. There's no dark cells to point to. Cool. We're in a good spot here. Oops. One more. And we're done. Alrighty. So this has to be a light cell just to have this happen, which means this has to be a light cell. How much further can I take this? These can both be dark cells just fine. If we made this a light cell, we would also have to make that a light cell, which would be doing this. If we made this a light cell, we could also do that. That gives us a lot of options here. If we make this light, we have to make both of these light. But also we would have to make that light and that light, which would make only the edges dark. Which would make this a dark one and a light cell. Just trying stuff out here. These all have to be light, making those dark. Oh, okay, that's all we gotta do. Alright, let's fill in the back sides of these. No squares at all. Connect only the dark cells. And then, the Myopia Arrows don't really tell us a lot in that anyway. Okay, no dominoes. Connect all light cells, which means that we have to have at least one space out so that the light cells don't get trapped in here. Let's see what we do after that. We can easily do this, but not these. So I think what we're going to end up doing is pointing at the corners. Yeah. Alright, last but not least, this for Pepper. No dominoes and connect light cells forces light cells there. Alright, no squares. No squares. We have to go out this far. No squares. Light cells connected. We have to put a dark cell there. No squares. We're forced to do this. No squares. Forces our hand here. Let's see. No squares. Yep. Forcing us out this way. I could do this, but it does block us off up here. So I think we want that to be a light cell. We can't have squares, actually, so these all have to be dark cells. Actually, this has to be dark cell, or we're going to have trouble with the Myopia Arrow, which means that we have to bring it up here. No problem. How many have we done in the Myopia set? We've done a good number of them, about 3/4 of them. What's another set I can run to while doing some of this? I'm hearing the cube. I am hearing the cube. Right up top. Yep. A little hard to hear over the waterfall, but my ears are amazing. My whole body's amazing. People tell me all the time. So, you know, after a while you just sort of get used to people praising you for the amazing person you are. Florbs. 5, and they're all there. Is there a jumper down here? A rift? There is not, but I can start with this low one, which didn't trigger. I can start with this low one, go here, jump. Oh, this isn't going to work at all. And go go to the top. Yeah. What if I start here, jump down, almost. I want to get that gold time. That's about as far as I care to go. Nope, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah! It was faster, but I got myself tripped up on the way down. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That's all I care about doing. I don't think this is a flight guy. It is not. It is not a no-looker. This is a sneaker. There we are. I think we want this to move over. No, I need space. Yeah, this needs to get up into the zone here so we can move our guy in. This is reminding me that I should be going back to the shifting and phase at some point, solving the final 2 puzzles, but they're so annoying as puzzles, I don't know how much I want to do them. I need to do it at some point because I'm trying to clear out those enclaves, but I'm also trying to avoid the temptation of just looking up those 2 puzzles. There's no shame in looking up a puzzle, right? Like, it's not that sort of thing. I'm trying very hard not to do that. But if the puzzles are annoying enough and I just dislike them, I don't care enough to do them the right way. Let's see what we got here. Tiles remaining. Only mark what's definitely true. Could these both be black? If this was the case, if these had to be black, then we would know that these were, that those were white, and those had to be black because... Why can't those be white? I don't know. I don't know why those can't be white. I'd probably figure out if I thought about it for a bit, but 1 tile remaining, well, we can just, like, process of elimination here. I don't know why that one has to be white. Alright. Annoying puzzles. These suck. These suck ass. One of these has to be... it can go either way. Well, think if this is white, and that's... we would have to do this. That would be forced. Whereas if this is white, it has to be forced there. So those 2 have to be white. Yeah, that actually felt like a puzzle. So if this is dark, we would have to do this. Actually, if this is light, we're in trouble. So this has to be dark, and these do have to be light cells. Which means we can't have dark cells here either. Where do we go from there? This is dark. It's fine. These have to be darks. This has to be a dark cell as well, right? Because if it's light, there's no way we're always going to have that. So this has to be dark. This has to be dark. This could be a light cell, right? But if this is light, like how do we make this not? Like there's no way. So that's dark. This could be either. We definitely can't do something like this, so like something else has to be something. I'm not sure what. Like this is gonna solve the puzzle. So what here has to be something? If this were dark, we could still solve the puzzle. It's got to be something around the shape of these. That's got to be light, because if this is dark, no? It's not these two. It's got to be something symmetrical, maybe? Can this be dark? This could be dark. We just do this. This be dark. Yeah. I'm putting the foresight on it. Look at this tile. So anyway, oh, hold on. That's because of the rule of this sort of thing. I get it. Okay, that's stupid. I hate that. Okay, don't make a pattern. This is doable because we can make this pattern here. This is doable, again, because we can make that pattern. This is not. So that's got to be a dark tile. This has also got to be a dark tile, no matter what. Over here, we got to connect this or that, but not both. This cannot be. We can't connect it here in any way. I think this is what we're looking for. I think that's got to be that. Well, these can't. Maybe this one could be dark. It's fine. All right. No, this has to be light. So maybe it's something over here. Ah, because the 6 will always reach there. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, it's not interesting. Okay, I'll grab a couple of these, but I won't do all of these right now. Connect all light cells and all dark regions of Area 2. Well, this one's already complete, so there we go. Dark cells of Area 2. This 3 can't connect here. It'll overload. So we're done here. Connecting light cells means we can't do anything too stupid. This could connect here, but it might not. Let's see. This is going to connect. Don't see a lot of restrictions here. This is possible. Also, if I were to do this piece... Okay, if I do this piece here white, this has to be dark. If I do this one dark, that has to be dark. So we know we have a dark cell here. Now, if this is light, then that's dark. But if this is not... So this has to be a dark cell. But I don't know where to go from there. The 6... 2... So it could go all the way across like so. We wouldn't really have an issue with that. Could also come down. Now, if it comes down this way, the trouble is we couldn't do this. We'd have to block it. Ah, okay. So that has to be a dark cell. All right. I think this has to be good, like so. Means we have to come out this way, and one more. Okay, where do we go from here? The 7 can only move over so far this direction, so it does have to move up at least 3. The 5 could still just ignore these entirely. The trouble is if I break the cell under the 3 dark, we're going to force the light cells to be trapped, so I do have to bring it around this way instead. Alright, now the 6 is done. This has to be. The 5 would overload here. We could connect it that way, it's fine. Now the 7 must go to the left at least once, so it can't go up. No, it can. It can still go all the way over. The 5 can still come down. This would be a problem. If the 5 comes down this direction, we have to block this off, because otherwise we'll overload the 7. So the 5 doesn't, it has to move this direction. Because we do have to fill this in. Alright, neat puzzle. Is there another one that's just a few pips? Yeah, I'm not doing the star ones today. Don't make this weird pattern that I hate this. It's just going to end up being too complicated to build. So it's got to be a dark cell, I know. We can make it as much as we like. Dark Green's to vary of 4. So they all have to be O's, I think. I think we gotta make O's. But it... like this? Okay. Alrighty then. Just area numbers. And other things. Alright, that was easy. So we have the same pattern with different rules. Now this is the rule with viewpoints. This is obviously going to overload us, so we need to fill in these spots. This is going to be darts, so we're counting 2 of the opposite, so we need a dark cell there. We count 3 of the opposite, we get a dark cell there. Either we do this or we do that, not totally sure yet. We got to worry about actually this one. This would overload our 5, so no to that. Let's see, 3. We can have 3 dark cells. The only way to do it is here. We could do that, or that. That's got to be a dark cell. Only one of those. That's doable. Only 2. So if I had a light... if I had a dark cell, let's see. I need 5 opposite. This can't be a light cell then, so it's going to be a dark cell. 5 black cells is going to force us to do that. So we already have all our dark cells here, which means this is going to be a light cell. We can't connect those. We have 5, and that's how we're going to do it. That's a fun one. Alright, well that was a fun little jaunt. I think I'm going to end us here. That's what it's going to be. The end. Thanks for stopping by. I've been Key of W, and I'll do another one of these real soon. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good day. Bye.